guys, Scarrow9 here. Welcome back to my channel today. And I know, Scarrow making a video, what? I want to be more consistent, okay? I'm working at it. But this was just too good to pass up. This is easily top 3 best this week at Bungie's of all time, maybe top 5. I think that what Luke Smith says here is going to fundamentally change Destiny 2 forever, especially if they go through with what Luke Smith says here. It will fundamentally change Destiny 2 forever. And they're usually pretty good about that. I don't think I can think of a single time where they've directly said they were going to do something and then they just straight up lied. Actually, that's just not Bungie. They don't do that. Sometimes they might miss the mark a little bit, but they're really good at being true to their word. And right here, Luke Smith, the man himself, sat down and really outlined some huge things. And I want everyone to go into this not being a negative Nancy, okay? They're trying to make the game a better place. Let's give them a chance. Let's look and see what they have to do and see what's going on. So let's just go ahead and jump into it. Starts off some really basic stuff. We're gonna just jump right into the change list. If you want to read everything, I'll have this link down below. We're gonna hit the highlights here and talk about, my opinions on that. So first off, we will be adding Transmog to Destiny 2. This will allow players to turn their armor into universal ornaments via an in-game effort or silver. This feature is in early development and is expected sometime during year 4. So, might take a while, but and by a while, we're about to go into year 4, not this season. So we have like 3 months until year 4 starts. So I'd say we're probably a solid 6 months away from this, somewhere in there. 6 to 9 months is probably a healthy guess. This is huge. If you guys don't know what Transmog is, this means that using this feature, you can make any armor set in the game look like any other armor set in the game. So if you really like the Escalation Protocol armor and you want your raid armor to look like that, then get a helmet from Last Wish, slap on a Transmog, boom, it looks like Escalation Protocol. And it looks like that there's going to be ways to do this in game. And it's interesting that they didn't say in-game currency or something, in-game effort. So maybe by using an armor set X amount of times, it becomes a universal ornament or something like that. Maybe you do have to spend legendary shards and glimmer, masterwork cores, maybe things like this. Or you can just straight up just do it with silver. So it does look like you're going to be able to bypass it, but this is a huge, huge, huge addition to the game. I'm very happy that they're doing this because think about season exclusive armor, right? Like the raid armor. The raid armor right now can only have mods from Shadowkeep, Opulence, yes, Opulence, and Season of the Dawn. So if you want to use something from this season, but you want to wear the Garden of Salvation raid armor, get wrecked, nerd, you can't. But now with Transmog, you can make any armor set look like the Garden of Salvation armor sets. You can run whatever mods you want to. This is huge. It combines playing for stats and playing for vanity and for the dress game, and I think that's really cool. I'm very excited about that. They're going to keep going. Each season, we will deliver an aspirational pursuit for armor. Essentially, this just means that every season there will be an armor set to earn very consistently, and they just gave an example. Next season, Eververse will not have an armor set. Instead, they put it within the aspirational activity, which I assume is going to be like the season pass activity or something to that effect. So they took it out of Eververse and they put it in whatever we're getting. That's huge. That means that right here, Bungie has made a sacrifice, has sacrificed income through Eververse to better the game. That is a fantastic move, and I hope to see more of that going forward because that is incredible. I want to see more of that. That's really good. We're also improving the rewards for aspirational activities, which include raids, trials, and dungeons. So actually, this might even mean maybe the season 11 Eververse set is now part of a dungeon, or if we get a raid next season. They talk about trials in a little bit, so I'll talk about that in a bit. I do not think the Eververse went to trials for reasons we'll talk about, but it might have gone to a raid or a dungeon, which the way they worded this kind of makes it sound like we're getting either a raid or a dungeon next season. Don't know if that's intentional or not. We'll have to see. Going forward, aspirational activities will reward players with powers, items, and vanity. When we build an aspirational activity, it will take out, or it will have at least one accessory to pursue, meaning that whenever they do an aspirational activity, it seems like it's going to either have I don't see accessory is weird because when I think of accessory, I think of ship, ghost shell, sparrow. I don't think of armor set, right? So essentially, they're adding more rewards to raised trials and dungeons. That's really cool. Trials currently has adept weapons on the way. Trials will get new armor, aka not reprisal. Accessories, yeah. So accessories are separate. They are ghosts, sparrows, and ships. That's how I'm interpreting that right now. They are separate than armor and weapons. So it does look like every raid, dungeon, and trials from now on will either have a ghost, a sparrow, or a ship to chase, and that's awesome. That's really cool. That's something that Garden of Salvation is missing. That's something that trying to think of just a bunch of the raids are missing. Crown of Sorrow, and so that's really cool that they are really emphasizing that. I think that's awesome. Trials will get new armor every year. Now, one thing that's very interesting that they point out, not reprisal, they definitely separate it from new, so that we might still get the Destiny 1 Rise of Iron armor at some point. We'll just have to see. It does kind of suck that there's only a yearly armor set for trials, especially when it only takes 4 or 5 weeks to get a new set. So we'll have to see how that goes. Destiny's next raid will have brand new armor, weapons, and exotic accessories to pursue. No spoilers. Man, I am so hyped for the next raid, and I'm starting to, I should not get excited, but I'm starting to get just ever so hopeful that we might see one next season. Who knows? Let's keep going. Beginning in season 12, we will no longer be selling ships, ghost shells, sparrows, or armor ornaments in Eververse that are visually based on themes from aspirational activities. This means, for instance, in Eververse right now, there are 2 sets of both ships and sparrows that look like they could easily come from the Pit of Heresy. So in the future, whenever that sort of stuff happens, it's coming from Pit of Heresy. That's awesome. There's also a set of a harpy ghost, a ship, and a sparrow that looks like it should 100% come from Garden. In the future, that sort of thing would come from that respective raid. They're not planning on changing existing items, but maybe. Who knows? I don't care. In the future, as long as none of that stuff happens again, I'm good. Core playlist reward changes. Strikes, Gambit, and Crucible. We are adding a new set of armor for the core playlist. So essentially, Strikes, Gambit, and Crucible now all have one single armor set between the 3 of them. They all have the same geometry, but the decals and shaders are specific to the activity that you grind. So if you play more Crucible, you will get a red or whatever color scheme for that season, probably red set of armor. If you do Gambit, you get green, but it looks very similar. And it will be a yearly thing. So every big September expansion, you get a new set, which is good. I think we've had the same strike set for like 2 years now. So this is a good change. Starting in season 12, we are adding a new pursuit weapon each season, only a single pursuit weapon. However, I think that's really good because there are a lot of pursuit weapons that suck. Point of the stag. That thing's awful, okay? Never again, Bungie. Useful items only. So this is really cool. This weapon can be earned by playing your preferred core playlist. Core playlist, once again, Strikes, Gambit, Crucible. So you can make progress towards this pursuit weapon playing any of your favorite 3 activities. That's awesome. The weapon will have activity-specific legendary skins that can be unlocked in each playlist. So there will also, and it's because there's only one weapon, you can also unlock exclusive skins by playing Crucible, Gambit, and Vanguard Strikes. That's really cool. That's very awesome. We will no longer be selling new legendary weapon ornaments in Eververse. Now, I really hope this doesn't mean that they stop making legendary ornaments. I hope this means that anything that they make will be available in game, you know? Some weapons have amazing legendary ornaments. Austringer, Beloved, Spare Rations, just to name a few. So don't stop making them. Add them to the aspirational activities or the core activities, as you've called them. Those are huge moves. Dust and engrams, these are the very last things. They're making it easier to earn Bright Dust. It is going to be account-based and not character-based. And they're updating Bright engrams to be more relevant than today. So you can only get Bright engrams right now through the season pass, I believe. There's no other way. You might be able to use the Leviathan Ghost Shell and still get them, but still, the earned Bright engram in the season pass will be updated to include various year 3 Eververse items previously sold for silver and Bright Dust, taking an emphasis away from that FOMO with Eververse. That's awesome. And going forward, the Bright engram will update each season to include Eververse items from 3+ seasons prior. So it seems like Bright Dust are going to be a very reliable way to earn cosmetics now. It seems like we'll be able to get them you know, about the same rate, but they're going to be giving us stuff that didn't come out 3 years ago, but last season. So that's very, very cool. Oh, maybe not last season, 3+ seasons prior, from 3+ seasons prior. Oh, okay. I interpreted that as a time thing. I don't think that's the case. From 3+ seasons prior. That might also mean from 3 separate seasons prior to this season. So like, the way they worded that's very confusing. That could either mean, you know, we're in season 10, so we can only earn stuff from 7 or before, or that means that this season we can earn stuff from 3 seasons being like 2, 5, and 8. You know, that's I don't like how they worded that. Bright engram will update each season to include Eververse items from 3+ seasons prior. That's a tough one. I don't know. I'm sure they'll clarify somewhere on Twitter or something. But all in all, more Bright Dust, more reliable Bright engrams. This is beautiful right here. Cosmetics from activities and Transmog. All in all, fantastic changes. Once again, they have to deliver on them, but we should start seeing this stuff very, very soon, as early as next season. And I'm very excited for it. Transmog will take a while, but everything else seems like it's going to be rolling out. And yeah, so let me know what you guys are thinking about all these changes down in the comment section below. In my opinion, we'll have to see them in game, but in my opinion, my knee-jerk reaction is that this is an incredible compromise between Eververse and you know, the rest of the game. You know, we get to earn cosmetics for activities we actually play. If there's cosmetics that we want in Eververse, you can go ahead and buy them. If not, wait a couple of seasons and you can earn them. I think this is the best way they could have done this, while keeping Eververse still kind of relevant in the game, but not at the detriment of the real game experience. I think that's really cool. So once again, let me know what you think down in the comment section below. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like rating and to share it with your friends. If you're interested in watching either of the 2 videos on screen, you can click their respective annotations to be taken to them. If you're brand new to my channel, make sure the giant version of my logo on screen to be subscribed to more awesome Destiny 2 videos and live streams. Thank you guys so much for watching today, and I will see you in my next video.